So I finally watched Spider-Man No Way Home. Yes, I know I'm 4 months late, but hey, better late than never, right? So this movie is kind of a mixed bag for me. I liked a lot of stuff, but I also disliked some stuff as well. So I don't know, let's just get into it. First, I'm going to go through the things that I actually like first. First of all, the special effects were really good. They were really pleasing to look at. I mean, it's not really a surprise. This is Marvel. But yeah, I appreciate the special effects. Also, I think the dialogue is pretty good. I laughed out loud quite a few times. Although, there was a bit too many jokes for me. But for the most part, the dialogue was pretty good. Oh, and obviously, seeing Andrew and Toby was pretty epic. And watching Tom, Toby, and Andrew interact with each other was really cool. The movie also has some really good emotional beats. I like how the tone of the Spider-Man trilogy gradually gets darker and darker. The villains were also really good. Octavius and Norman Osborn really steals the show here, and I enjoyed pretty much every scene with them. Alright, now on to the stuff I didn't like so much. And I talked about this before in another video when I reviewed the trailer. My biggest issue with this movie is Peter's whole motivation that started the plot. So he's upset that people know his identity. So he asks Doctor Strange to wipe everyone's memory of him being Spider-Man, which I still agree is really irresponsible and stupid. Like, both of them know how dangerous this is. I really don't think Peter Parker would do this if it would put so many people and possible alternate universes at risk. I don't think he would do that. And I especially don't think that Doctor Strange would go along with this. Why would Doctor Strange do this? It's not like him and Peter were best friends. I mean, we see them interact with each other, but it's not like they're best friends. Like, sure, they were snapped away, and maybe they, like, became friends when they were in the Soul Stone or whatever. But, like, we never see that. Even if they were good friends, I still don't think Doctor Strange would do this. This is so irresponsible. And I also think Wong should have put up a better fight. As Sorcerer Supreme, how could he possibly let this happen without putting up a bigger fight? Wong is a pretty bad Sorcerer Supreme, and Peter is just really irresponsible. He's willing to put everyone at risk just because he doesn't want people to know his identity. Peter is so immature and irresponsible, he's willing to do that. That's just so out of character for Strange and Peter. He doesn't try to handle it like a rational adult. He doesn't try to take responsibility for his actions. There's consequences for being a superhero. You're always going to risk your identity being exposed. And it's just so unbelievable that Doctor Strange would go along with this. This is so out of character for him. He would really put their world and other worlds at risk just because his friend doesn't want his identity to be exposed. Like, what? I mean, like, other heroes manage. Captain America manages, Iron Man, Hulk, Doctor Strange. And it's so stupid that anyone from Marvel that knows about the blip would continue messing with the timeline in other universes and whatever. Why would they do this so soon after Endgame? Matter of fact, scratch that. Why would they do this at all? Why would they dare try something like this so soon after that crisis? It's like everyone dropped 20 IQ points in this movie. Peter and Doctor Strange is supposed to be much more mature and much more responsible. And there's no real reason why Doctor Strange would want to help Peter this badly. And Doctor Strange is just an idiot in this movie. And when the spell fucks up, Doctor Strange has the audacity to get mad at Peter for changing the spell. But it was him that did it. He changed the spell. He chose to go through with the spell. He's the one that did it. It's your fault, dude. He agreed to this. Strange takes no responsibility for what happened. He acts like it's only Peter's fault, when it's clearly both of their fault. He's the one that did the spell. This is so stupid. And sorry, I just cannot believe Doctor Strange gets beat by Spider-Man. This guy went toe-to-toe with Thanos with 4 of the Infinity Stones and gets beat by Peter in his own goddamn dimension. This seems really unbelievable to me. This is very unrealistic. Doctor Strange is just really dumb and incompetent in this movie. This whole plot just feels so forced. There's also some pacing issues in this movie. The first half of this movie really lacks energy, and it's kind of boring, honestly, which makes rewatches less likely and a bit more tedious. But I will say the movie really picks up in the second half. I also have a problem with MJ and Peter. I personally don't think this relationship is fleshed out that well. In Homecoming, Peter doesn't really care about MJ at all. And Far From Home, they officially start dating. And in this movie, they act like they've been dating for years. It's like, I don't know, it just kind of feels forced to me. Also, some of the villains' motivations were unclear and or non-existent at all. I have no idea what the Lizard's motivations were. He doesn't have motivations. He's just there to fight the Spider-Man. And Sandman's motivations are really unclear. He wants to see his daughter and go home. So why is he attacking the Spider-Man? He wants to send them home. Why is he fighting them? He should be on their side. And the Lizard doesn't have any motivations at all. He's just there to fight the Spider-Man. Also, the fights really weren't that interesting to me. The only fight that was mildly interesting was the last fight when the Spider-Man decided to work together. And even then, it doesn't really last that long. And the ending of this movie kind of pissed me off. I really dislike that Peter didn't tell MJ and Ned who he was, like he promised once the spell was reversed. It feels like a complete betrayal to his friends. They've shown that they can work together. We've been shown that Peter is stronger with his friends, with help. MJ and Ned love working with him, and we're just left to assume that their lives are better without him. Ned was the guy in the chair, the thing he always wanted to be, but now he doesn't get the chance to do that. Peter doesn't give them a choice, and MJ got to help her boyfriend, something that she really loved doing. So what's the issue here? And one of Peter's motivations to erase everyone's memory is that they can't get into the college that they want. They can't get into MIT, which sucks, but come on, there are other good colleges out there. Can't you go anywhere else besides MIT? Can't you get Pepper Potts to do something? She is a multi-billionaire after all. Can't she pull some strings? Make something happen? Can't you at least try? Nope, go immediately to erasing people's memory. Yep, that's totally the best option. Sure, go ahead. This whole plot is just so stupid to me. So in the end, no one knows who Spider-Man is. All of his friends are gone, he's in a shitty apartment, and he's wearing his own homemade suit. Which means everything Marvel and Disney has done with the MCU Spider-Man is now completely erased. No connection to Stark, none of his friends that he's gained throughout the movies. All of it is gone. They soft reboot the MCU Spider-Man, which is just so disappointing to me. For all intents and purposes, the MCU Spider-Man is gone and he has to start fresh. And I'm not too thrilled about it. I like the MCU's take on him, but all of that is erased. I'm honestly not excited for the future Spider-Man MCU movies because I feel like it's just going to be more stuff we've already seen before. What's Peter going to do next? Fight the Green Goblin again? Or Otto Octavius? Or Sandman? He's already done that stuff before. We've seen all that already. So yeah, this kind of killed my hype for the future Spider-Man movies. Overall, I think the movie is decent. I didn't hate it. I definitely don't think it's a bad movie. I definitely enjoyed some parts, but the movie could have easily been much better. Anyways, that's my thoughts on Spider-Man No Way Home. You can like and subscribe if you want. Patreon in the description if you want to support. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye bye.